Hi, my name is Bryant and I am a development engineer for Texas Multicore Technologies. In this video, I will be walking you through how to set up a SequenceL development environment on Windows. This includes installing the SequenceL development tools and installing and configuring the SequenceL plugin for Eclipse. I will also demonstrate configuring Eclipse to use the Visual Studio C++ compiler. First, this video assumes that you already have Microsoft Visual Studio installed on your PC and that you have downloaded the SequenceL installer. To allow Eclipse to make use of the Visual Studio C++ compiler, we will be using the Visual Studio command prompt, which I have a shortcut to here, and here I have the SequenceL installer executable. First, we'll launch the SequenceL installer and follow the on-screen prompts. If this is the first time you're installing SequenceL, you'll want to be sure to leave the Install Sentinel RE option checked. This installs the license manager for SequenceL. This may take just a minute to install. Once that's finished, make sure everything is checked. This will install the interpreter, compiler, debugger, but most importantly, the IDE plugins. This option copies the Eclipse plugin to the SequenceL installation directory. If everything is the way you like it, you can click Next and finish the installation. Now, as I said before, in order to give Eclipse access to the Visual Studio C++ compiler, we will have to launch Eclipse using the Visual Studio command prompt. The Visual Studio command prompt is accessible under the Start menu within the Visual Studio subdirectory. It would be useful to make a shortcut on your desktop, as I've done here. So I'll go ahead and launch the Visual Studio command prompt and navigate to my Eclipse installation directory. Once there, I will launch the Eclipse executable. Once Eclipse is loaded, in order to install the SequenceL plugin, we will go to the Help menu and click on Install New Software. Once here, we will navigate to the plugin directory in the SequenceL installation folder. This will contain the SequenceL plugin for Eclipse. I use the default SequenceL installation directory, so that's under Program Files. Within the SequenceL installation directory, choose Plugins and Eclipse. Be sure to check the box for the Eclipse plugin, and once that's finished, follow the on-screen prompts. You may receive a warning about unsigned content. Just click OK. Once installation is finished, you'll be asked to restart Eclipse. Just say yes. Once Eclipse restarts, we can verify the installation of the plugin by opening the SequenceL perspective, selecting SequenceL and clicking OK. We should also see a SequenceL button, a grayed out SequenceL button at the top center of the screen. Both of these mean that the Eclipse plugin installation was successful. Next, let's go ahead and make our first SequenceL project, just a default SequenceL Hello World project. So we'll make a new SequenceL project, choose the C++ Visual Studio compiler, and let's call the project Test. Before we attempt to compile our first project, we also need to check and make sure the SequenceL preferences are correct. So we will go to Window, Preferences, and make sure that we're pointing at the correct executables. These should be the executables located in the SequenceL installation directory for the interpreter, compiler, and debugger. We can verify those. Click OK. Now, the creation of the project should have given us two files, the main driver C++ and the main SequenceL file. we can go ahead and right-click and build project. And this will build the entire project, compiling the SequenceL code and linking it with the C++ code. And now we can go ahead and run the SequenceL executable to make sure that the SequenceL runtime was installed correctly and everything worked properly. So we'll navigate to the Eclipse workspace, into the release directory, the TMT release directory, and run test.exe. And as you can see, we got the hello world output just as we were expecting. So in this video, I walked you through how to set up a SequenceL development environment on Windows, showing how to install the SequenceL development tools and installing and configuring the SequenceL plugin for Eclipse. You also saw how to launch Eclipse using the Visual Studio command prompt in order to make use of the Visual Studio C++ compiler. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to comment directly on this video or contact us via our website, which is linked to in the video description. If you're interested in learning more about SequenceL, be sure to subscribe to this channel.